Welcome to the official podcast of Geoparks WA, where we will be discussing all things geoparks. In today's episode, we will be learning about the Warrungup Springs, also known as Yoka Maya. These can be found from the Dawesville Channel Entrance Drive along Estuary Drive to the Warrungup Springs themselves. The springs are an important geological, ecological and cultural site, as they support a range of plant and animal species. Furthermore, they have significant cultural importance to the local Indigenous people, and they have karst geology that allows the springs to come up to the surface of the land. Throughout this episode, we will take a look at the abiotic, biotic and cultural significance of the springs, gaining insight into the geotourism experiences that can be found at this geotrail site. Warrungup Springs is a unique geographical place located on the eastern slope of the Mandurah Eaton Ridge and the western shoreline of the Harvey Estuary. The geology of this area has exposed Tamala limestone, interspersed by features called karst. Karst is a type of landscape formed by the dissolution of soluble bedrock, primarily limestone, by water. This process creates distinctive surface and underground features like sinkholes, caves, underground streams and springs. Karst landscapes are important for biodiversity and can provide water resources, but also pose risks from rapid contaminant transport in the underground water systems. If you have been following along with this podcast, you will be familiar with the karst formations found at Seascapes Beach. There is also a freshwater spring that deposits along the shoreline of the estuary. Underneath the Mandurah Eaton Ridge, there is an aquifer made of a type of sand called the Eaton Sand Unit. This aquifer is important because it stores and moves groundwater, which is recharged when it rains through the karst in the ridge. The karst features allow water to seep into the aquifer, like a sponge. Water from the aquifer flows out at places called discharge sites or springs. These are found at the bottom of the ridge and along the shoreline of the estuary. This site is all about the rocks and groundwater in the area and how they interact with each other. Let's now move on to the biotic features of Warrungup Springs. The Warrungup Springs area is home to a diverse range of flora and fauna, with many species that are adapted to the local environment. The vegetation around the springs includes a mix of Banksia and Tuart woodlands, which then leads to salt marshes with saltwater paperbarks. There are wonderful understory species like Templetonia and a variety of orchids, however, these have been taken over by weeds since the last fire in the area. Many animals call the Warrungup Springs area home, including reptiles such as western bearded dragons and bobtails, and birds such as the splendid fairy wrens, red-tailed black cockatoo, and eastern ospreys. The freshwater springs also supports a variety of aquatic species, including stingrays, fish, and crustaceans. You can also spot the Harvey River bottlenose dolphins from this point at times. As mentioned earlier, the Warrungup Springs is also known as Yoka Maya. This is a significant cultural site located near Warrungup Springs, along the western side of the Peel-Yalgarup wetland system in Western Australia. This site holds great cultural and spiritual significance to the local Noongar people of the Bindjareb group. As a source of fresh water, it provided Aboriginal groups who travelled along the estuary edge. Please see the cultural trail information in the Billya Country Story Trail Map for this site. This marks the end of this episode on the Warrungup Springs Reserve in the Geoparks WA series. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you have learnt something new about the Peel region and enjoyed this site overview. We are excited for you to join us in our next episode. For more information, head to our website at australiangeoparksnetwork.org and follow our social media page at Geoparks WA.